I think I'm cooked, chat. I think that I have poured my sweat, my soul, all of those blood sacrifices for nothing. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I just am at a loss. More Digital Circus, more Yu-Gi-Oh, more Five Nights at Freddy's. God, please. All I'm asking for is a sign. Arceus, just give me a sign of what I'm supposed to cover next so that I may finally sleep. Look, see, there's somebody who knows what they're doing, someone who knows what the next level of their occupational evolution is meant to be, someone... Wait. I think I'm getting an idea. Greetings and bienvenue, come on in, sit on down, as we are once again hopping into the world of VTubing. These are people who understand what it is to exist outside of our physical realm, portraying themselves as new and virtual avatars that allow them to function and exist and entertain in ways outside of what we may perceive as the norm. And I dig it. I have become a massive fan since we first did our initial video looking into VTubers, and have been researching and digging into other people that we could base Pokemon designs off of, and I am so excited to show you. So without much further ado, let's hop right into today's video.
Hey, you need to rock it. It's what we do.
We are so back, baby, and yes, today we will be turning a whole new batch of VTubers into Pokemon, and boy are my arms tired. First up, what even is VTubing? Well, according to Google,
a VTuber, short for virtual YouTuber, is an online content creator who uses a digital, often anime-style, avatar generated by computer graphics instead of showing their real face. They use real-time motion capture to animate the avatar, allowing them to live stream, create videos, and interact.
And with us covering some other favorites in previous videos, today I was challenged with taking a look at some more. So I went digging, searching, snooping, and viewing like an absolute madman. And I do have to say,
I'm tired of this, Grandpa!
That's too damn bad!
I think we've found some gold, specifically in the realm of React VTubers like Demi, also known as Demi Plus. Yes, this VTuber gives you the Premium Plus version right off the bat for free with no commercials, unlike other services I know of. But speaking of content viewership, Demi has made a name for herself as a React VTuber, looking at memes, going over long-form content, and having a loud and out type of personality that don't apologize to no one for no thing. She suffers from nerve damage in one leg, which does allow her to stand, as she's made evidently clear to everyone who gives her that whole, hey, why are you in a wheelchair if, you know, type of thing. But it doesn't allow her to stand for very long periods of time. She's adapted this trait into her model with a robotically enhanced leg in model, just a good way of not shying away from your struggle, but adapting it as a key feature of your character's design. And I dig that. But as is the case with most VTubers, she's also created a persona circling around her animal representation. She's a red panda, which can be seen in her coloring, her big fluffy tail, and how she can sometimes be scared of rocks. But to be honest, anything thrown with enough force is sure to frighten me too. This red panda inspiration makes a lot of sense, as she's located in the Philippines, a place that red pandas do happen to live. And look, I'm giving you a lot of backstory on this person, and in my research I did accidentally word my questioning in probably the creepiest way possible, but it's all stuff that Demi happily and unapologetically shares with her community, spreading awareness of her disability, as well as giving us some knowledge of the broader YouTuber community across the globe. For her design, I went with a red panda and fox style interpretation.
But Stern, Why are you adding any fox traits when she's not a fox?
Well, because I was looking at evolutions as a key example. I'm a major fan of the orange, black, and white color scheme, as I'm sure you can tell from my own little avatar guy thing in the corner. There I hopped in on this design lickety-split. I'm such a fan of her content and her genuine and oftentimes uncensored reactions to whatever her audience throws her way, whether it be a few funny memes or just actual genuine crimes being committed in camera. So as an adaptive person, regardless of the content, I wanted to bring that into play by making this design an evolution. So I brought in the ideas of the red panda as well as fox, cat, and dog type of characteristics to make something that really feels like it encapsulates the entire idea. Because as we know, Eevee is a dog? Cat? Creature? Either way, without much further ado, here's Demion.
Demion, the reactive Pokemon. This Pokemon is known for its erratic behavior, often becoming distracted even during combat. However, many trainers see this Pokemon as a companion, as it serves not just to bolster itself, but the morale of the team as a whole, making those around it shine bright.
But how do we even evolve Eevee into Demion? Well, when an Eevee double battles with a fighting type Pokemon, it takes on some of the attributes of that Pokemon and becomes this new fighting type menace to society. I think it's a great way to handle the adaptive nature of Demi while giving us a design that feels new, but also kind of classic. I'm a big fan of this creator, and now I'm a big fan of this Pokemon. But speaking of reaction VTubers, it wasn't a long walk for me throughout my mountains of research to find Berry Crepe. Look, whenever I do these videos, I have a lot of digging to do in learning not just who these VTubers are, but learning who they were throughout the entirety of their career, who they were initially and how that growth changed throughout the various points of pause between their videos. So I went looking through Berry's videos, and oh my stars and garters, she posted just a few hours ago. And she posted yesterday too, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. My brother and Arceus, I thought I had a crazy schedule posting 2 videos per week, but oh my goodness, oh my damn, she is going ham. Yeah, Berry has been posting day after day, and I do have to admit, I got a little distracted for a few days just going down the rabbit hole on her content. From reactions to gameplay to meme reviews, it feels like Berry is absolutely everywhere, and has been for at least the past year when looking not just at the videos on her main channel, but on her other channel as well. Especially with her high claims of being a speedrunner turned octopus, a tale we've heard time and time again.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
So for the design, I was pretty straightforward with looking at turning a cephalopod into something that felt like it could be on her team. So unclench those suction cups, 6 your 7s, and rise and grind, ladies and gentle gamers, because we're about to skibbity our way right into this bread. I'm not proud of what I just said, but here we go either way, because I am in love with the way that humans are adapted into octopuses. Octopi? Octopodes? I like when the hair is tentacles. It's a fun aesthetic and a great way to get the idea while still feeling very human and very creature. I just wish that Nintendo could take the hint and give us a franchise that does the same design-wise. So I wanted to adapt Berry's loud and chaotic personality, and so choose to make the suction cups feel more like speakers. And getting to use those reds and purples and blacks and whites made this design feel so vibrant. I am all about it. Give me more. So here's our little Berry Pod.
Berry Pod, the resilient Pokemon. This Pokemon is known for its surprise attacks, as it curls itself into a ball, resembling a piece of fallen fruit, before unfurling and springing itself on any unsuspecting victims. This tactic has many wondering about fruit, whether it's a berry or an easily excitable Pokemon laying in wait.
Why not water? Why not normal? Well, I wanted to capture the idea of poisonous octopi, octopodes, octopus as while getting that berry flavoring. And I don't want anyone coming at me for calling berry toxic when she has openly referred to herself as such, thus the poison typing. I mean, even the shiny is a reference to the blue ring octopus, known for two things. One, being seen handled by tourists on beaches, and two, being incredibly poisonous. We should check on those people in the photos. So I was writing the script for this next part and thought to myself, it would be nice if I had some further reference for this next tuber. You know, like if I could watch their stuff while I was writing, and lo and behold, at exactly that moment, PCAT decided to go live. Wow! Artists really do all share one brain, with various levels of talent and skill. And when I say various levels, PCAT is definitely of that upper echelon. I first found her through her art guides and pointers on YouTube and kind of had her in the back of my mind. Then, when I came to do another VTuber video, I realized, wait, PCAT is absolutely a VTuber. I feel like we so often prescribe VTubers to a simple and small box of gamer, but PCAT has helped the community in so many ways by breaking down and teaching us where our art may be falling or how to make characters feel more dynamic and alive, and I must say that she is a godsend when it comes to character creation. In fact, while she was streaming, I wanted to make sure that I did that and went in and chatted for the first time on her Twitch stream saying, hey, just giving you the heads up. Your work means a lot to me, and it's helped me to become a better artist. She even has the dark under eyes that so many artists give their sonas. We are a tired people, and proud of it. So when looking at turning PCAT into a Pokemon, I wanted those darker colors and that calming vibe. I decided to go with a voodoo doll type of feel, especially since PCAT breaks so many walls on typical VTuber dumb. I turned her purple hair into this outcropping that is meant to reference how in typical voodoo belief and culture, dolls need something belonging to the person that they're meant to emulate. Often in pop culture, we see this with hair. I also got to bring in those sharp and pointy teeth and circular glasses with this Pokemon having an excited, if not yet slightly concerned demeanor. The only thing that I feel like we're missing is an ability set that captures these VTubers oh so well. That's where I call upon you. Let me know down in the comments what abilities best fit these VTubers, like what Swazo YouTube did for our Avatar as Pokemon video. Talk about understanding the assignment. But you do have some competition, as it turns out that the VTuber Pokemon Venn diagram is basically just one circle. It feels like every VTuber that I've watched at some point mentions how much they love Pokemon, and I am so down for that. I hope they see this video, and I hope they say hi, or I don't know, I just continue existing, I guess. That's more than good enough for me. But speaking of circles, here's Crewdrew.
Crewdrew, the control Pokemon. This Pokemon is known for using its strands of hair to create puppeteering strings. Many trainers have reported becoming better at their craft since catching this Pokemon, whether it's due to the Pokemon's control at helping trainers achieve their dreams, or merely a coincidence, is yet to be fully studied.
The name has that K sound like we see in PCAT, while also sounding like voodoo, as well as like crude drawing. Crewdrew. In the lore, I really wanted to capture that idea of helping others to be better, as PCAT has seemingly made it her mission to help artists improve, and man, has she helped me a lot outside of my Pokemon stuff. For those of you who don't know, I do stuff outside of Pokemon. Unfortunately, given that this is kind of the job, I don't get a ton of practice, so seeing someone break it down so succinctly is a ton of help. In Pokemon, we know that the idea of friendship and camaraderie is key. You can't just catch them all. You gotta love them all too. Not that one. No, that one we're just gonna be friends with. And in the VTuber world, things are no different, with many seeking teams and groups to work within. This is where I first stumbled upon Vichiban. They have a full site where you can break down and see all of the people within this group, and it's there that I discovered Stardust Skate, a game created and featuring these VTubers. I spent so long in this game. This video was supposed to cover at least 15 different VTubers, but instead there I was, playing a game, having a good time, remembering what it was to actually enjoy a video game rather than think about what was supposed to come next, how behind I was getting in my video production, where I was, what that scraping noise that was coming from inside my walls was, and why the whispering was growing louder and louder with each passing second. In fact, if you want to watch more of my own personal gameplay and struggle, then all you gotta do is check out my second channel, Cannon Fodder. There's nothing there right now as of this video coming out, but I have like 3 or 4 projects in the works that are gonna be over there, one of which is Stardust Skate. It was so much fun, and I cannot keep but work on that project because, oh boy, VTubers has done a fantastic job there. Or maybe you want to see more conversational stuff like the conversation I had for the 2nd season of Stern Conversations, where I talked to O.R. Ash about what it's like in the creator space, and boy, do we get off topic. So go ahead and check it out, because I spent way too much time playing video games to not make content out of it. But while playing, I did discover Rose Doodle. She's a cat spirit brought back to life that encapsulates the idea of greenery and roses, and we kind of have a grass cat Pokemon already, don't we? Well, that's where I got lucky, because I instead gravitated towards her little honey bun, this little bee cat thing that I so desperately had to make into a Pokemon. And so I got out my drawing tablet, ate a handful of bees, and felt myself so full of determination that it hurt. Or maybe it was the bees. I looked at Pokemon like Lopunny, Beedrill, and Florges as examples, and wondered what it would be like to fuse them all together. And I am so beyond happy with how it turned out. I could just die, or maybe it's the bees.
Not the bees! Ah!
Either way, enjoy this Bee-Rose.
Bee-Rose, the pollinator Pokemon. They carry with them a bouquet of flowers that they have harvested themselves, as anywhere that this Pokemon flies, the ground is sure to come into full bloom. They are known to give life to all that they wander near, and flourish the ground with an abundance of bloomage.
Growing up, I loved the joke of getting stung by a bee in a Bros. But Stern, there's no bee in Rose. There was in that one. So I took that and turned it into the name, with the colors more closely matching Rose Doodle in the shiny. It's a bit of a stretch, but I do love this design. But here's the thing. I couldn't leave well enough alone, and so I did do Rose Doodle as a Pokemon. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, did it come out to be a challenge! As previously established, we have a grass cat already with Sprigatito. But I would have to take us in an entirely new direction, while still trying to get the same vibe as Rose Doodle proper. It was then that I had myself one of those, one of those things that you get when your brain does an idea. That's it, I had an idea. What if we go through her lore and bring in not just the cat, but some of that ghostly aesthetic, just a bit sprinkled about to give us a little bit of something. And I mean, people were already hoping that Sprigatito would evolve into a ghost type, so what if we gave people the true grass ghost cat that they'd wanted all along? What if I wasn't crazy? What if this was the plan all along? What if I didn't stop mid-script writing to draw out this design because there was a part of me missing, a hole in the void of my being that was so perfectly Rose Doodle shaped that designing this Pokemon would be the only way to ever feel whole again? I said feel whole. So here's Floraline.
Floraline, the rose cat Pokemon. These Pokemon sleep for long periods, often curling up and making themselves appear more like a shrub, in effort to hide from potential predators. When they are happy, the flowers on their body come into full bloom and emit a pleasant aroma, often used in expensive perfumes.
I went with a more typical house cat vibe to better associate to her backstory, and the name is a play on flora, meaning plant, and the base of words and terms like floral, as well as the term feline, meaning Cat. You know that one. If you want to see us revisit these concepts and potentially evolve this Pokemon, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and most importantly, share with all of your friends, enemies, and your dad. But Rose Doodle is far from the only member of Ichiban, and while playing their game Starlight Skate took a considerable amount of energy, there was one member who I knew I had to capture. Partially because last time I did their design, I knew there was more that I wanted to do, but also because they're the only one who is most likely to beat me up if I ignored them. I'm of course talking about Buff Pup.
But Stern, you already did Buff Pup in your Monsters as Pokemon video.
Yes, I did, you melancholic misanthrope, but that design was a Wolfman-style character, wherein I used Buff Pup as a base. Here, I'm going full pup, full buff! So let's hop in, because many VTubers take the way of merging two concepts together. You know, like AI Candy, who's a scientist ghost, or Shia Bun, a pop sensation who is also a bunny. But Buff Pup is a looks-maxing, iron-pumping, twink-stomping, lycanthropic, lone wolf type of character, and we love her for it. So I wanted to look at some of our heavy hitters for the design, like Obstagoon, Zoroark, and Grimmsnarl. Are we feeling the vibe yet? Because the vibe's gonna feel you.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
So I knew that the big muscles had to come second to the even bigger hair, and the whole design needed a demeanor of intimidation. I put her as a bipedal Pokemon. Don't get mad, put the pitchforks down, no! To get that werewolf kind of vibe, and use the scarring along Buff Pup to integrate in some patterning, and boy did this design come to life. Call this one Mom's most valued flower garden, and me the new and untrained puppy in the house, because I am digging this one all over the place. This is also one of those designs that I knew immediately going in what I wanted to do. Sometimes a design just has to kind of find itself along the way, while other times it's kind of already there and we just need to uncover it. Want to see that process in real time? Then check me out live streaming every Friday where I do commissions live. But if you want to break down the goods, then find me over on Patreon where I post the Photoshop files for these videos. Shilling over! Let's hop into the glamour shots. So here's Rufflex.
Rufflex, the bodybuilder Pokemon. Be cautious when trouncing through the woods while this Pokemon makes its home. They are highly territorial and mark their territory by leaving deep grooves within surrounding trees. The deeper the cut, the more powerful the Pokemon, as they use these signs not just to show off their position, but also how powerful they are.
Shiny uses more mossy colors, and it really jumps with that classic shiny equals green pattern that we've seen before. The name is very similar to last time that we visited this inspiration in another video, with bringing in rough and flex, whereas before it was wooflex. Here it's that much bassier and heavier Rufflex. Oh, I love it. It really makes it feel its own, but also makes it feel like it's just a bit more. Maybe even an evolution? I don't know. Watch that other video, watch this one, and let me know what you think. Standalone Pokemon to replace the other iteration, or brand new evolutionary stage? So who is your favorite? Who are you adding onto the team? Let me know down in the comments below. And hey, before you get all the way down there, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, because in just 2 days, I'm dropping a Cryptids as Pokemon video. We are really hitting the highlights of what you guys have loved the most this past year, and I'm digging it. So make sure that you do that, and if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can find our Patreon information down below, as well as our YouTube membership info over at the channel. But with all of that said, it does sound like you know where to find me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yo, he's the Sterninator, commission Terminator, it's beautiful work. I'm choked up like Darth Vader. If you hating on my man, you not a smart hater. He'll draw anything from Digital Circus to Arc Raiders. Poppy's Playtime, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Five Nights at Freddy's Shoot. He drew the whole team. His blends of Pokemon with loads of franchises. If you listening to this, guess you know where to find him.